Have you ever noticed how many times a day your phone is in your hands? For the average person, that's going to be 2,500 touches a day. That's over 3 hours. And half of all of those pickups happen just 3 minutes after the last one. This addiction is becoming more and more common. We find technology controlling us rather than the other way around. Even if this doesn't concern you, there's probably someone close to you who's struggling with it right now. So today I want to show you 5 ways that you can use your phone to use your phone less. And before we start, I really like my phone. I love taking pictures with it and videos. I love sharing those with my friends and family, no matter where they are in the world. I love asking the internet random questions. But with that convenience comes a cost. The quality of our conversations is decreasing. Our short-term memory and problem solving is dropping off. Negative sleep patterns along with less movement each day. There's no wonder there's a correlation between our decreasing mental health and technology use. For me, the biggest issue I see is that technology is continuing to advance. It's iterative, it's rapid, and it's not going to stop. The tech companies, they're using a combination of casino science and primal triggers to keep our attention. It's like an IV drip delivering dopamine straight into our body just at the flick of a button. Our education isn't advancing at even half this rate. We're unprepared to consciously choose how to interact with these devices. Here's a simple thought experiment. When was the last time you asked yourself, how will this new feature encourage me to use my phone more? Never. That doesn't happen. We just accept that this is the way of the world instead of stopping to ask, what way do we want to be in our world? We formed our habits reactively, unconsciously. Here's 5 strategies to take back that control and to use your phone on your own terms. Just a heads up, I use an iPhone. All of these things can be done on an Android as well. Number 5, focus. In the latest version of iOS, that's 15, Apple created focus modes. These focus modes allow us to tell our phone what way we want it to work and when. From our settings, we go into focus, add, then a custom. Here we can pick a color, add a name and a symbol. For this example, we're going to use a wind down for a bedtime. For that, we can mute all the people we do not want to hear from, leaving only the most essential. And we can do the same for our apps so that no notifications pop up. If there are some that we do want to be able to use, we select those. Now, as the phone is making that focus mode, there's a few final tweaks we can make. For our example here, on the lock screen, we'll want to have a lower brightness. We'll also want to stop all notifications popping up. And then we want to set a trigger for when this happens. Some people use time, you can use location as well, or even set a specific app. So for example, if I was editing a video, I wouldn't want anything to pop through, so we can set it that way too. I'd love to hear in the comments if you use an iPhone or an Android device. Number 4, boundaries. Next up is setting hard limits on how much we can use certain apps through the day. For example, I use meta apps, so like WhatsApp and Facebook, to promote my coaching business. Trouble is, when I'm on those platforms, I get sucked in and like 20 minutes later I realize I haven't actually done any work. I've just consumed content. By setting up a daily usage limit, it helps me stay focused, knowing that I only have a certain amount of time on these apps to get work done. If I'm super efficient, by the end of the day I'll have time left over and then I can use them for consumption. You can even set different limits on different days, so during the week you're in work mode, at the weekend you're in relax mode. Either way, it's my choice. I'd love to know if you're going to use strategy number 5 or 4, so if you are, drop a like on this video. Number 3, Technicolor. Now, I know this one is a little bit out there, and I don't suggest it for long-term use, but it is a great way to break a habit, so stick with me. Try turning off the color on our screens. We're going to make it grayscale, like a grey, bleak, concrete wasteland. Bright colors really trigger the primal parts of our brain that signal danger. They put us in a stress state, but they also alert us. They make us want to pay attention to our device. We think back to films. They started out in black and white and silent, and now they're in Super HDR, Dolby Atmos, and it's more engaging. Number 2, mute. We're going to turn off all of our notifications. All of them. Where our attention goes, energy flows. So if there is particular apps that we don't want our attention on, turn off those notifications. Don't let them pop up. Don't let the little red bubble appear. don't let the banner pop down, none of that. Those notifications are a not so subtle way of regaining our attention. You've probably noticed this. Whenever you exit out of, say, Facebook, within a couple of minutes, a little notification pops up just to bring you back into the platform again. And almost guaranteed, it's a super uninteresting notification. It's just enough to get us back on the platform. By turning off these notifications, we then take back control. When we use the app is our decision, not theirs. Before I get to strategy number 1, if you do want to get more tips about managing your health from home, you can consciously choose to receive notifications by subscribing and clicking that bell. That way, the latest videos will get sent to you. Number 1, our relationships. Up until now, we've really been addressing symptoms. How can we change our habits? But our habits are usually triggered by emotional states. When we're lonely, we use our phone to feel connection. When we're bored, we use our phone to feel stimulated. And when we're excited or happy, we use our phones to share that moment. These phones are tools. They are fantastic, but they are just tools. We can use them consciously or unconsciously. I guarantee most of the unconscious use comes from emotional states, which is okay. It's okay to have emotions, right? Our brain actually requires periods of boredom in order to become more creative. Without experiencing loneliness, we can't then experience deep connection. If we try to dull these moments by using our phone, we're actually robbing ourselves the opportunity to experience the true highs that life can give us. Becoming aware of an unconscious use of our phone is probably the trickiest thing of the whole lot. So here's a little hack to help with that. Wrap an elastic band around your phone. I know it's ridiculous, but you can still use it to make and receive phone calls. More complex apps, however, require a new thought pattern. And this is our opportunity to retrain our brain. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you know someone who could benefit from this video, please share it with them. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.